bunch of goobas. We're gonna be talking about 6ix9ine.
Yo.
It's been a wild ride for the past few weeks. When was the last time we recorded an episode?
A while ago, because the other one got.
Gee, I don't even remember.
See, we would have had a second episode out, but
Yeah.
I messed up with the audio at some point, and it was
Oh
bad.
yeah, that's right.
It got wrecked. But now
Oh,
we got.
yeah, so we could probably include some of the stuff from last episode then in here as well.
Oh, we can, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
What we talked about is right in the text chat. Okay. Yeah. So wow, we could have a lot to talk about today.
We can actually, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was about the garden. We can quickly run over what we were going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, we were going to talk about the garden, their album "Kiss My Super Bowl Ring" review. I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10 or something like that. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Favorite song, "A Struggle," so good. Starts off screaming, goes into like
Oh,
a really sweet melody. So sick.
I'm surprised you like that one.
Oh, I love that one. I think it's so chaotic and then so soothing. It's like abstract art at its finest. I don't know. That's what it is to me. And then AM PM Truck, just good old riffs, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'd give it like a 7.5, 7.9 out of 10.
Right on.
Yeah, I got it right around there too. I really liked a lot of the it seemed like what like era of music is that? Is that like late 2000s? Like when it's like that upbeat, like not too like yes, like very fast paced, like in the background.
Oh yeah, like 90s kind of like what's his name?
Yeah, more 90s. Yeah, exactly. And
like techno
on songs
vibes.
like Lurking, that's probably my favorite still.
Yeah, and homie from 100 Gex produced Lurkin and
That's right.
Hit Eject.
Yeah, those were significantly different songs in the albums too,
What's
which is
his
really
name?
cool.
Is it Dylan? Dylan from
Dylan Brady.
Okay, yeah.
He produces for a lot of people now.
I've been seeing that actually. Yeah, he's been around. That guy working right now.
Oh my gosh. Hello?
But I give that like
Hello.
a 7 point.
Oh, it just went quiet. I didn't know if Quincy was gonna say something.
It did go quiet.
But oh yeah. So he had a really interesting few songs. They weren't like up there as my favorites,
Yeah.
of course, but like I still thought they're like pretty interesting. What did you like, Andrew?
Honestly, I like the album a lot. Right off the bat, I'd give it a 8 or 9 out of 10. 8 to 9 for sure.
Oh wow.
mean,
Okay. Because I know obviously you've listened to some of their stuff before.
Yeah, I listened to their stuff in the past, and I thought it was good, but it was pretty challenging. And over time, I've learned to like it, appreciate it for what it is, because they really are doing something that nobody else is doing right now. And this one, I don't know. This one just really got me. It has a lot more influences that I like. A lot of like 90s music in general, 90s rock, blah, blah, blah. My least favorite track probably became Clench to Stay Awake. I liked it a lot when it dropped, and I don't dislike the song. I don't dislike the song. That's just my least favorite track.
Okay.
I do like it. Is that the one that I like to go back to whenever I listen to the album? Not really. But it really did like cement how much they don't care for me. And I think that's the biggest part of this album. I mean, is the last song is called Please Fuck Off. And literally the last lines of that song are please fuck off. And that's how the album finishes. And just the title alone, Kiss My Super Bowl Ring, like,
yeah, it's like just, kiss my ass, like
exactly.
Fuck off. Yeah, I like
100%. And so I love it. The song for that reason is because it's just more of we can do whatever we want and we don't really care what you think, and it really shows.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, the melodies are there. You have to find them. The experimentation is obviously there, and you don't have to find that.
No, it hits you in the face right away.
Yeah. I'm going to say my 2 or 3 favorite tracks. I'm going to say Sneaky Devil, AM PM Trunk, and A Fool's Expedition.
Interesting. Okay.
And the last,
yeah, Sneaky Devil's a good one too, yeah.
Yeah. The rapping on here is pretty good for people who probably wouldn't label themselves as rappers.
Yeah.
Khalif Jones, his feature is hard. And Ariel Pink's feature, I was looking forward to it a lot, but it was pretty underwhelming. Honestly, I couldn't even tell when he came on for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really looking forward to his feature because of how much sense it made, because he's another artist that's really good. But those are all the bad things I have to say about it. Other than that, it's just a really fun ride. It's just a great album, I think.
Yeah, it is. And each time I listened to it, it got better because, like, for example, like Lurking, like at first it wasn't obviously up there for me, but it's one of my saved songs now because of the funkiness of like around 1 minute. Like that's the part of the song. It just gets so like, it's just so good. Like, I don't know, like every song has like a different theme. I think they definitely put all of their creativity in this. It doesn't seem staged. It's just so it's like a natural album. It feels good to have something. Exactly. Yeah. Refreshing album. So
for sure.
What would you say, Kwesi?
I'm trying to think of what I would rate the album. I've been listening to it a little more. I think I'm gonna go with like a 7 point. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with like 8.2. 8.2. I think it's really good. It has like some, because there's like some like, I'd say like almost like 80s like hardcore inspired like electronic sounds in there too that I think are really like expressive, and I think they're really unique for a lot of music nowadays.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's just very different. I just think people gotta listen to it really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like, if someone's like getting burnt out of music and just wants to like shake things up, like I promise you, this album's either gonna make you interested in your music again, or it's gonna make you really love this type of music. You know?
Yeah.
It's really something else. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
There's this one.
Pretty much. There's
this line in one of the songs. I forgot which one it was right off the top of my head, but it really stuck with me. And he said, I was raised to, or I had to listen to a lot of stupid people because I was raised to show respect.
Ooh, I like that.
That I don't know why that really stuck with me because I just related to that so much, and like you can't not do that because it is like for some reason considered like to be disrespectful. Yeah. And I thought that was so strange, like looking like, because I definitely had thought about that before. I never said it, but whenever he said it, for some reason, I was just like, damn.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because remember what like rock and roll was always viewed as like back in the day, like it was like seen as like a disrespectful, like kind of disgusting thing, you know? Like I know like Elvis Presley was like kind of like, you know, he's like a big like the new star, and he was seen as super disrespectful and disgusting just by the way he moved his hip.
Right.
And it's kind of interesting that that kind of reflects the lyric, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely The Struggle was like one song that I focused on so much with like the lyrics. And just, I don't know, it's just something about it was just so like relatable. Like the song kind of reminded me of like the day-to-day monotony, like especially in quarantine. You know, like sometimes your days feel repetitive, and boy, does it feel like a struggle. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's and I like the song a lot because it goes like so frantic, like so much energy, but then it goes into this nice melody, and then it goes frantic again. And I don't know, something about that just it gets me every time. Like I love it. It's amazing. I really like this, and thank you, Andrew, for telling us to listen to it.
Yeah,
this
for
sure.
Yeah, it was like definitely the best.
No, I knew you guys would. If I could tell anybody, it would be you guys.
You mean
I couldn't tell anyone to listen to that album. I know, you know. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's amazing. All right, what else are we gonna talk about?
I don't know if you guys listened. We talked about doing the Strokes album too, but I don't know if you guys listened or not.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I tried to. It just seemed like generic music to me. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. That was my first impression, but first impressions are not always lasting impressions.
Are we reviewing that one now?
Yeah, you guys can go ahead.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
No, Zach. Zach,
Andrew,
you got it.
Hit me Oh, me? No, I want to hear your take on it first because I kind of have not a negative take, but just probably something that's going to be different.
Quasi, you want to go before me? It's your call.
Yep. I thought
You got it.
so. Yeah, it was At first, I thought it was like going a little like slow at first, and then there were like a lot of different parts with just like the way that like a lot of songs were structured, especially the way Rick Rubin was like working on a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
That started to like get very, very interesting, and like a lot of ideas that I think got a lot of songs seemed like they were ideas that were really thought about, and like a lot of instruments seemed to like really have lasting purposes on this album.
Yeah.
Which like certain parts, like I don't think they sounded nearly the same at all, but like it was like reminiscent of how I felt like listening to Tame Impala's album the first time. Like just like you just hear like different little elements, like rock elements like throughout that you could, but like that were stylized to cater to the strengths of the group for the most part. That's what I thought initially. And I thought like the album was crafted really well for them, having like not listened to them in a while. So I felt it was really refreshing and symbolic at the time. I haven't gone back to it in a while though, so I probably got to listen to it again.
Okay. Cool. What would you guys rate it?
I'd say like a 7.7.
Right on.
But I think it could probably go up, but it's around there for me.
Okay.
You see, I just didn't listen to it enough to like give it a respectful rating. To me, it just sounded like a generic. Like I heard like some of the instrumentals and the like the synthesizer and like the reverb and just it made me think of Tame Impala, which isn't like a bad thing, but you know what I mean when like you hear something and it makes you think of something else. I kind of feel like it's a replica, like right up, but that could be completely wrong for other people, and I understand that, you know.
Yeah.
But it just sounded like some of it sounded like the less I know, the better. Like that was like an impression I got. But that was like from like a 1 or 2 time. I listened to it twice. And that was a long time ago, but who knows? I think what Quasi said, like it's starting off slow, like it definitely started off slow, and I think that's why I didn't listen to it properly, like for it first. Like I had to like resume like where I started off, so I couldn't really sit down through the entirety of the album, all like 45 minutes of, you know.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I couldn't really give it a rating, so I'm just gonna have to pass this one on to the next.
Okay. So are we still in?
Yeah.
Okay, it just gets quiet. It gets really quiet. I can't tell if it's like.
Oh no, yeah.
I know. Did you give it a rating, Andrew, or no?
No, I haven't said yet.
Well, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, Big Strokes fan. As you guys looking forward to, heard that Rick Rubin was producing it on top of that. Got really excited. And I've heard some interesting stories that I'll get into later or in a second. I do have them a lot. And the reason why I love it so.
Andrew, you're kind of breaking.
Yeah, you're breaking up right now. I don't know.
My Wi-Fi off. That must be where it is. Can you hear me now better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. So personally, I don't get Tame Impala vibes from the album. So I think it is interesting that you guys point that out. Right off the bat, I would give the album. I'd give it an 8. A solid 8. I think it's a good album. But the weird thing is it does require a bit of context, I feel like. Because it's about him getting a divorce. And the album most of the time is just him kind of reminiscing on his life, like as an early rock star, meeting his wife, and then by the end, you're just kind of an ode to the Mets, which is the final track. He's just kind of, it feels like the end of life in a way, because it's almost like something died, and it's really interesting. And the album really does go through those highs with you and those really low, like lows. And
I never knew like the context of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's really important.
Yeah, maybe, but not even like the necessarily the context of the relationship, but but the context of just the band's discography, because of otherwise you wouldn't really know how much of a change this is. Because like whenever they came out, like they were in like '01, you know, they were known as like the band who didn't really care. And you know, he had this like croon when he was singing, like, you know, like this kind of growl, and he like, you know, the whole like, it's maybe a cliche now, like, you know, the rock star and he doesn't care and he's got long hair, not long hair, but like, you know, his denim jacket on and his Converse and like, you know the vibe. They're playing in a small club and they're kind of greasy, like that. It kind of came from these guys, if you know what I mean. And
Oh yeah.
you know, they had two classics under their belt right off the bat.
No,
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and so, you know, years later, you know, we don't have an album from them. I think this is the first album since like 2013. And
Let's see, 2013.
and so, you know, their name is embedded in music. There's not really anything anyone can do about that. So, and I think they're aware of that. And so it's weird that they came out with this album and it sounds like they care. You know, like the growl isn't really there anymore. It's actually a lot of these very soft like falsettos and stuff, and it's really good. It sounds way better than it did, and not compared to the growl, but compared to like his older falsettos in the Strokes music. And it's very soft and heartfelt and very depressing a lot of the time. And so for those reasons, mainly, I'd give it an 8. I think the melodies are just mastered. They're masterful. The guy is one of the best musicians today, in my opinion. Definitely listen to The Voids, and he'll show you that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than that. I'll say that the weakest point of the album is Bad Decisions, and they sample, for me personally, they sample Billy Joel's Dancing with Myself. And that was actually Rick Rubin's idea, and Julian Casablancas did not want that to happen. He didn't like that. And Rick Rubin said he loved it so much that they had to keep it. And
oh my god.
Something else that was interesting was like when you hear this, like you're gonna really wonder, like Rick Rubin had a lot of control on this album. They really gave him a lot of the reins. And like I think Julian Casablancas, who's the frontman of the Strokes, he hated how loud his voice was on the mix. Really? He didn't like how it was like front and center. And Rick Rubin was like, "I'm sorry, but I really like it." And he like basically like that's what we're doing, and there's nothing we can do to change that.
Damn.
Yeah. And I mean, it works. It works for sure. And yeah, there's some, you know, summing it up, there's some great guitar work. There's one song on here called At the Door, which is one of my favorite tracks. And there's actually no drums, which is super weird for them. And that was their first single that they dropped too on top of that. So it was just interesting. It was interesting. The artwork by what's his name? I look like such a clown right now for forgetting his name. I'm gonna say his name and you guys are gonna be like, what? Really?
Do it just right now.
What's that? Oh my god, I'm drawing such a blank. Oh, Basquiat.
What?
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
what you meant. Oh, like the cover art. Oh,
yeah,
Basquiat.
the cover art is by
Basquiat.
Basquiat, and that is such a flex.
Oh no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That is such a flex.
You can like instantly tell too. You can instantly tell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Whenever they announced it, that was the first thing I noticed. Was like, that's definitely him. Yeah,
that's insane.
But
I've been digging album covers. I don't know. So Quasi, you sent some albums recently into the group chat. What's the Paris one?
Pray for Paris by Westside Gunn.
Pray for Paris, like that album cover, sick. It's like David and Goliath, but David's got chains on. It's like so sick. Yeah. Like it was so good.
Virgil.
People sleep on covers.
Yeah, Virgil Abloh from Off-White designed that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he designed that. Yeah. He designed that for them.
That's awesome.
Because he's a fan of
Man, that's
Griselda.
a trend. That's a trend I can hop on. I'm not gonna lie.
I've always loved album covers.
Well, that's
I mean, it's something people hang on their.
That's a good segue right there, because we need to talk about images, dude. Images, aesthetics, the whole thing, surrounding these artists. Because I think we're at a point, dude. We're at a point. I'm starting to really think right now with music that honestly the image is starting to come first. I'm starting to think the image, not for all the artists, but I think a strong majority. I think that image is carrying a lot of these people over their talent.
Yeah, I agree.
I would imagine that most artists can't really afford for it not to.
I mean, I completely agree.
And is it the artist, or is it like a label or
that comes up with the image? Mm-hmm. That's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was about to say, imagine if 6ix9ine doesn't have 6ix9ine tattooed all over his body.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, maybe that. I would argue that maybe his image hurts him.
It hurts him now only because of what his image is and what that lends to the subject matter of his music, and then his actual persona, his actual personality in real life. All of that hurts him because he's at a point right now, which, I mean, we can talk about all of it, but he's at a point right now where a lot of people say he can't rap about it, what he's rapping about, but he's what I was honestly the most surprised at with his new single GOOBA was that he's just talking. He's acting like literally nothing's happened. He's picked up exactly where he left off. But
100%.
Dude, pretty much all of rap has turned on the guy though. No rappers are working with the guy. I don't know how long that's gonna go for though. Only because he's already proven he can pull in the numbers, even bigger numbers than before. Last time I checked, that video was at 70 million in 2 days. It might be more now. I don't know. It's freaking. He's projected to be number 1 on Billboard by the beginning of the week.
That weirds me out. I don't understand how.
How? I don't know.
I mean, it must be children. What? It has to be kids.
It literally has to be. What I think's most impressive with the numbers though is that he's projected off solely streams to be at be number 1 on Billboard, and he's had 0 radio placements off a release, which is taboo for a rap artist right now because rap's all over the radio, and he's had no playlist placements from Apple Music or Spotify either. He's not being he's people are going out of the way to listen to it, which I know it's organic, but at the same time it literally has to be kids.
Because and that's why he doesn't play a lot of shows probably. Or he doesn't one of the reasons too.
Have you seen? I saw that the information came out about his new label and his agency and the amount of money he's being offered once he's off house arrest in Europe. They're offering him 7 figures a show in Europe.
That's insane.
It's actually absurd. How he's literally making more money. Apparently he made about 40 million off royalties while he was in prison.
Oh, I heard 20 million.
It was so the number was a little over 19 that he had as he was going in that he wasn't able to touch. It was frozen, and then he made 20 million while he was in jail.
Yeah.
That's actually freaking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm still thinking about what you guys said about the whole images thing. If his image is ruining him.
I think another good example, I don't agree in this specific case I'm about to bring up, because I think this artist is talented and experiments a good enough amount to justify their popularity, but I think Playboi Carti's image has lended a lot more to him in recent times.
Interesting.
The way he is, really, he has the whole minimalistic aesthetic that goes with the music and the image, but I think it really lends to social media because it's almost considered so rare for him to really do anything, especially interact with fans. So whenever he does it, it gets a ton of attention. But I also think it hurts him sometimes because he'll start engaging in social media a lot more, and everybody will think, oh shit, he's gonna drop or something, and then nothing happens, and then he just disappears again. Stuff like that I hate. And then Kanye West is even more annoying because it's social media is his notepad, so he'll be oh, album next week, and then you wait 2 years and the album finally comes out, and it's 3 different albums you've heard about in that span of time. But that's just how Kanye is.
Then next thing you know, he's dropping 7 albums in one season.
In one exactly. Literally, you'll wait like 3 years for an album, then he'll just drop like 5 album every week. Like you just never know.
While pushing a clothing line and dropping like 10 different pairs of Yeezys each month.
Exactly. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
It's very different. And then, 6ix9ine's whole image and aesthetic is just really loud and in your face, all that stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is about his image is, in my opinion, it's only going to get him so far.
I completely agree. If
like
the music
if he keeps making, exactly. If he keeps making the music he's making.
The music industry is so quick now. Like, if it starts becoming the same thing, people are going to get bored very quickly. Because I thought about it, I was like, he's going to be entertaining right now, especially because of the time we're in right now, like what's going on, everyone's at home.
Yeah, everybody's bored.
But so, exactly. So I was like, I wasn't surprised by a lot of like the numbers in general. I was like, I mean, nobody has really anything else to do, and everybody's probably going to be curious. So like, of course people are going to go like check all that stuff out. But like, once all this is gone, and then like everyone else is putting out music that's like higher quality, then what happens? Unless he changes.
Yeah, well, I think he is going to, and I'm surprised he hasn't yet. But I think that's his next step.
One of my friends thinks that this single was recorded before he went to jail.
I kind of got that vibe too.
And then that some parts were just like updated, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. The video was obviously recorded after, but like everything else, I think he got everything else. I think for the most part, this song was probably just like done already.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, because I was like, "There's no way he's not skipping a beat." You know what I mean? Like,
no, exactly. If I'm his manager, I'm saying definitely don't like make something new right now, and like and don't let that be the first thing that you put out. It's gonna be better for like the brand and everything if it's something you already have recorded that like we know will work. But honestly, props to his like. Oh wait, no, you say so. You talk first.
No, you got it.
Honestly, I think it's props to. In terms of like, I don't know if it's completely just him, but the people running his social media team, in terms of like all of the art and everything, like literally have not fumbled at all. Everything's been like on point in terms of all that.
Oh, I know.
And like getting people and like he was the most talked about thing on social media before the live, off of just like commenting on like 2 things like for a month. Like he was not doing anything and he was still getting attention.
Yeah.
Just because everyone is literally so bored right now. So like, and honestly, what the thing I'm worried about with other rappers right now, trying to like call them out and stuff, is if you're not even putting out, because like 6ix9ine's music, I think is just like average, especially for like his style. But at the same time, a lot of other rappers right now are doing very bad. Like I think a lot of rappers are being really, really mediocre. That's like the Rich the Kids of the world. Like they're putting out very mediocre music. To the point that I think their SoundCloud days were really like the prime of their careers. It's just been downhill. Yeah. And like I feel like everybody's just trying to like latch on to like this one popular thing.
Well, exactly, and that brings us back to what effect does like being specific with rap, like their image have, and I think it just shows how important it is. Like, do I think that obviously 6ix9ine's music isn't the best? It's just your everyday average banger or whatever. But I mean, look at him. Like, nobody else looks like him. Nobody else has 6ix9ine tattooed all over their body.
Nobody else has rainbow hair.
So, I mean, you're talking about children here. And what do babies do when they see something shiny? That's kind of like the situation that it is. And so, like, on top of that, I have to wonder, like, what would he be? Where would he be right now if he didn't get arrested? Because
that's what perfect. Dude, no, it was literally perfect timing.
The timing and everything was so perfect. It's like, and then what's going to happen whenever he stops getting arrested on top of that? And rappers don't really care to beef with him. In fall,
when he's out, that's the thing. If rappers don't, that's the thing I don't understand. All the rappers that keep saying, why are you guys giving this guy attention? He's a snitch, all this. Right. Whenever a rapper says that, I'm like, you literally just added to that every single time you do that. The media and the media loves it. The media is like the media does all of his stuff for him. He doesn't have to advertise himself because the media does it for him.
Yeah.
All these pages are talking about him 24/7 because none of the other rappers are interesting enough to really talk about, like in terms of like the average guys. Like the guys that are all above average, a lot of them have gotten a lot smarter and just don't do things to be talked about. They just wait to put out their music when they want to.
Honestly, he reminds me of Donald Trump.
I know exactly what you mean. Like the second that you think that like the news cycle for him's over, something else he says something else ridiculous, and it's all back just spinning back around again, and everyone's talking
just how
about
good he is at putting himself on TV.
Yeah, exactly. He's really good about like 6ix9ine is exactly like that in the way that he gets himself talked about. He could do anything, and he's getting himself talked about. Like you're gonna talk about it. It doesn't matter what he's doing, but it's going to be talked about regardless. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's all it is at the end of the day, and that's only going to get him so far. The guy's not going to win a Grammy.
Oh, no, I don't see that happening. The whole music industry isn't behind. Dude, literally, no, I have not, like, the music industry as a system is completely against him, but it's literally because he's so popular, like, more than even as a rapper, but just like his social media presence in general is what gets him all of that, like all of those statistics and everything. And right now, that's what's carrying him. But if the music were to get better, then he'd become an even more polarizing figure. I think he's already like become like part of hip hop history in that sense, like as a polarizing figure. Like that, like a lot of that's already happened. But if the music does get better and anything escalates, then it'll be a lot crazier for sure. I would not be surprised. I'm just wondering what artists are going to be willing to work with him now.
Yeah, that is an interesting conversation because I was surprised. I was surprised before all of that happened who was willing to work with the guy.
Dude, when I saw the picture of him and Kanye, I thought that was Photoshop the first time.
Him and Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez. Young Thug was on his like mixtape.
Oh my god.
It's worked with a lot of people. He revived Fetty Wap's career for like a week.
Oh yeah, Fetty Wap too.
Yeah, he's worked with a lot of people. I don't know now. This definitely gonna be rappers though, because there's definitely gonna be a few. But I'm wondering how serious everyone's gonna take this like boycott of him, like the rappers.
I'm just
working with him. I don't know how far it's gonna go.
I'm just ready to see.
If I was a rapper, I would want to like. I would wait for people just to talk crap about him, say how like why would you ever coordinate with this guy? And then coordinate with this guy as a publicity stunt to boost my career. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're if you're a rapper starving for a hit, he'll give you a hit. I'll tell you that right now.
That's the thing. That's what he is. And I think the image that he has is the best thing for him. Like, this is best time for him to excel. You know, this is his time to become something bigger. You know. And back to what you guys were saying about him, like his image, I think it might be a bad image. I think he's honestly like, it's all he's got. You know, what he has right now, for sure. All he's got. I mean, he's
a cartoon character.
Kind of point. Exactly.
No, he literally is a cartoon character in rap.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think it could get old, and he's got to, stay ahead of the game. And that's why people.
Somebody else will come.
Exactly. But right now, he's in the spotlight. And other artists are probably going to take advantage of it, actually. And it's going to be someone you probably didn't expect.
I just realized a really good example of what we're talking about. A rapper that had, like, the image, had, like, everything, and then had, like, the hit songs. Lil Pump, perfect example.
There you go. Yeah,
Lil Pump had the image. He had, like, hits, like, nonstop off SoundCloud to mainstream. He had the top 3 hit. He had Gucci Gang. He had all of that. And then look where he is now. Like, he's literally begging for a hit now. He's literally in that position now. Like, nobody's talking about him. He did all these ridiculous things while he was, 15, 16. He was doing all this ignorant stuff for attention. But now there's just a million other rappers doing the exact same thing he does.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when, number one, you put yourself in a box, and then number two, you kind of just annoy people. And then number three, you're not very flexible as an artist.
Yeah, the thing that I think separates 6ix9ine from a lot of other artists that have been in this position, though, is he seems a little smarter in terms of, like, the way he markets himself and also the way he gets, like, fans to anticipate music. Because he doesn't drop. He definitely – I remember, like, before he went to jail, he definitely wasn't the artist to be putting music out, like, week after week. He would, would hype up music videos for a while so they were, like, really talked about. Until people thought they weren't coming out, then he would drop them all the time. I remember.
Yeah.
He did that a lot. He's like he knows what he's doing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy game to play for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, it really is.
My biggest thing with him though is or with the people who kind of back him in a way, and just label him as kind of like, oh, he's just kind of provocative, like he's just getting a rise out of you, but it's not really a good rise. It's not really. He's not a smart provocateur. Like somewhat compared to someone who was like one of the best, in my opinion, Tyler the Creator in rap.
Tyler was like the best.
He did have that transformation that we talked about earlier about 6ix9ine having. 6ix9ine's not going to be able to do that.
Oh
like,
no,
6ix9ine's not going to be able to drop like critically acclaimed albums.
He's not nearly as talented to be able to do that.
Tyler the Creator was able to do that. And
there's only one lane that I think that could happen in, that I think he's already proven he can make quality music in, and that's his Spanish music. That's the only way I see
he's going to have to go foreign. He's going to have to make foreign
because
music.
A lot of my friends that listen to reggaeton and listen to a lot of Spanish rappers said that his Spanish songs were actually very good, apparently, from what I've been told. Like, a lot of them say
who else are they going to listen to? Bad Bunny?
That's true. Apparently, but people said that like he would do. What was really surprising was that he uses a lot of traditional like song structure. Like one of my friends that studies reggaeton said that 6ix9ine's the very first Spanish single he put out used like traditional song structure from reggaeton, but it was literally just mixed with a lot more modern tones in terms of the instruments. I think it was produced by like Scott Storch or something. But apparently it was pretty good. And I've only listened to like two of them. They sounded catchy, but like I have no idea what he's saying, so I don't really know. But
I heard the one with DJ Academics. I think he did one with him, right?
That one sounded. I don't know about that one. I've seen that. I've seen that song.
That was in Spanish, right?
I think that was in Spanish too. He has like 3 songs in Spanish.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think that's it. I mean, I think he's just gonna go really thrive in a different country.
Because
honestly,
his contract is for an American rap album and a Spanish rap album.
Yeah.
That he signed. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if he's winning a Grammy, it's probably gonna be like a Latin Grammy.
Can we talk about how it didn't even take but like 2 weeks, or if that, for him to get doxxed?
Yeah. It took like a day after he like officially returned to social media.
On his birthday, too.
Some white girl's looking at our window. She's like, "Oh my God, 6ix9ine's right there." Somebody finds out the girl's address, finds his house instantly.
That's not a cool thing to do either.
That also isn't even a cool thing to do either.
Especially since dude could probably get shot at any moment.
That's what I thought. I was like, this girl doesn't realize she could probably get this guy killed. Like,
yeah, I was like, are you stupid?
I thought the police would have like a conversation with the neighborhood about this before he showed up. I don't think she even knew he was there.
They dipped immediately too.
Oh no, yeah. Apparently fans were like trying to follow his car to his new neighborhood and shit, that's ridiculous. I thought he would like be holed up in like some like gated community with like. He has security on deck though, but like I thought they would put him in like in a lot. That seemed like a really easy neighborhood to just get into.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it felt like a weird vibe for him. I mean, I'm assuming he wants to be by the city because it was in New York.
I'm pretty sure that's why. So that like he could have in-house producers like show up whenever.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly.
Because I assume that's what he's gonna be doing, is just working on music and whatever promos they're trying to come up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his image is very important. I think who else is? I need an image to be like the polar opposite that I think is also a very good one. Maybe like the Kendrick Lamar does the.
I was just about to say Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar does the mysterious.
Yeah.
He does the mysterious image extremely well.
He does.
It's almost like you're waiting for just like Jesus to resurrect every few years. It's just like
honestly,
it's crazy that his last album was when we graduated high school.
We graduated high school. He still hasn't dropped an album.
And I think it was in the first semester too.
And every time I think about his albums, I'm like, oh man, Damn wasn't even like one of the best. And I re-listen to it, and then I'm like, Quasi, you're dumb. That album's amazing.
Really?
Still,
I didn't think it was his best.
I didn't think it was his best, but like when I go back,
I thought it was a good album.
When I go back and listen, I'm just like, dude, Kendrick really just doesn't make bad albums though. Like it's just not bad.
No, he is one of the most.
His discography is pretty hard to like It's hard to top.
I think it's the
albums.
most consistent in rap, honestly. I mean, especially after I would put Kanye above him before Jesus is King.
Yeah.
But Jesus is King definitely put him below Kendrick for me on consistent albums.
Kendrick drops, if he drops another, in my opinion, if he drops another 9, just strictly a rapper, he's getting there, man. He's getting up on that list for me.
I mean, I think he has 2 10s.
He does have 2 10s.
Good Kid, Mad City, and
Good Kid, Mad City, and
Butterfly.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely 10s. And Section 80, people sleep on Section 80.
Section 80 is good too. Yeah, that's a great album.
It's really hard album, especially as far as debuts go.
Yeah. TDE, that roster in general is just ridiculous. They got
but what about J. Cole?
What about who?
I'll say though, since you brought up the mysterious image.
Oh God.
Bro, stop that. That reminds me, I gotta talk to Quasi about something.
Oh no!
No, wait. Let me say this. Let me say this.
I know what it is. I already know.
We'll go ahead and review that album
Nav
too,
is overhated.
No.
He's overhated.
No, wait.
He's overhated, dude.
I wanted to say something about the mysterious image thing because you pointed out Kendrick Lamar, but you know who's the best at it? Period, in my opinion. Frank Ocean.
Oh no,
Easily
that's
Frank
the other
Ocean.
one. That's the other one. Yeah, Frank Ocean for sure. Yeah.
Homie doesn't do interviews. He does not.
He's
play
in
live.
a cave. He's in a cave working on music, man.
But
that's Frank Ocean, dude. But
yeah.
If we're gonna talk about artists like Frank Ocean, then we should talk about Nav, because
it only makes sense, right?
Good intention. I'm saying it right now. Good intentions.
I saw Quasi. I saw Quasi hyping up Nav on Instagram, and I said, "Bro, you're tripping."
That project is not bad. I listened to it.
Quasi,
a good album. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Oh my God,
Andrew, it's not bad. Did you listen to it?
I listened to enough of it to be like, this is the same thing as the last album.
You can't tell me. No, it's better than Bad Habits by far.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What is different this album? What is different about this album?
Really?
Bro, his vocals are just...
I think the vocals are way better.
You're kidding me, bro.
I think the vocals are way better.
Dude,
I agree.
They're just as robotic as the last 2 albums.
Well, because he can't sing. He's an Indian who can't sing. What do we expect?
What? When did I say that?
No, I'm just saying. What more can we ask for?
Andrew, you're gonna pull that card
in? What more
can
we ask for?
All right, let's go one by one.
Andrew, we'll go song by song.
I cannot wait to clown on you guys.
We're going song by song. We're going Nav.
No, we're not. We're not doing that with Nav.
I'm not going 49 minutes.
Okay, we'll go first. Okay, let's do high point. Okay, Andrew, in your opinion, what's the high point of that? There has to be. Come on. You gotta be.
Bro, that's gonna be real quick. Next.
There has to be a high point. Oh.
Nah, let Zach talk about it, and then you, Quasi, or me, and then.
Oh my goodness.
You know, for me personally, I connected with the song "Codeine" featuring Gunna by Gunna.
That's pretty fire.
In the Nav album, because it's about codeine, and that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty rad, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's gonna be an influence on the rap industry. I think rappers are gonna start talking and being more open about their drug addiction. I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's really good.
Nav is the I think he's the Beatles of rap right now. I mean, you see the way he's laying these songs.
I honestly think this album has good intentions.
It does have good intentions. You're right.
Oh my God.
You're right. 9 out of 10.
Vocals are at a 6 out of 10. Percussion 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
You gave the vocals a 6 out of 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the high point. That's the highlight.
That's way too high.
That's too high. Oh,
dude. I'll just wait. I'm just gonna wait till it's my turn. Y'all do your thing.
I've pumped about 14 hours of this album into my ear.
Oh my God.
Nothing has changed about me. I'm the totally same person. I've only lost time. That's about it.
Yeah.
What's the score, Zach? Out of 10 for the whole album?
Out of 10, 9.2.
9.2.
If 10 was the worst.
That might be too low. That might be too low. It's not low enough.
I'm dying.
I think I need you to get that to 10 out of 10 if 10's the worst, dude.
So Zach, you gave it a 0.6, a 0.8, I mean?
He gave it a 0.8 out
Pretty
of
much.
10. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Okay, so Turks is like
Wait,
it's like the Billie
so
Jean of our
Zach, you
generation.
don't like the album?
No, I'm completely clowning right now.
Okay, I was about
or
to
at the
say.
beginning. Yeah, at the beginning I was clowning. Absolutely.
Okay, I was about to say, Quasi, do your thing.
Turks is the Billie Jean of our generation. Come on.
Stop, bro.
We all know it, dude. Travis carried again by Nav, just like he was on Beeps in the Trap. Here we go
Oh
again.
my
Nav
god.
carried.
Oh my god.
You just slapped my height.
Actually, that's facts.
Quasi
Like-
6ix9ing in the chat right now.
Okay, legitimately, I'm giving this album a 6 out of 10, the highest score in Nav's career from Quasi. Now the reason the reason I like the album is completely dependent on the first half. The first half of the album.
Oh my god.
The first half of the album, we had some hooks in there that look catchy. You know, Nav's voice sometimes, you know, has that nasally
Oh my god.
nasally Nav sound. Okay?
Nasally? What?
I had to completely see what I had to do is completely just like I just canceled out everything I thought about Nav before. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him a chance one last time. And I'd listen to the album. The production, I'd say on the standout tracks were good. They're nothing more than good. They're like 5.9 to 6 out of 10. I think the production is just good. Just like it just gets there. Like when you're like, it's like all right, and then you see the good, it's like it's right there. It just got good.
Crazy, we're literally wasting podcast time talking about good intentions.
We have to talk about Nav.
I love clowning on Nav.
People hate Nav too much.
Fair. All right, that's
People
fair.
hate Nav too much.
Clown.
The brown boy has had
Put
enough.
on the wig, dude. Clown on.
By the way, there's a song called Brown Boy on here, and it's very deep. Nav had to get.
Tap.
Oh, by the way, the second half of the album that has no features is terrible because there's no features. The features low key carried the whole album. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Song with Don Toliver though, kind of fire. I've been listening to that one.
Yeah.
Don Toliver, by the way, if you haven't been listening to him, people, you guys better listen to Don Toliver.
Oh my god, yeah.
But let's get into it.
Is with a bowl cut?
He's fire. Don Toliver's fire.
Yeah, he's cool.
Well, Andrew, let's just end Nav's career real quick.
So, well, you know, I'll start this off by saying, like, I have no idea how this man has a career. I can
tell you why
he has so much clout.
I can tell you why after you're done.
Bro, what do you mean?
No, I can tell you the actual reason why after. I'll tell you why. Because it's kind of ridiculous.
I have no trouble giving this album straight up just like a 1 out of 10. Like, and I would give every other project that he's been a part of the same score.
Even the Metro Boomin one. That one's
honestly,
that one's pretty good. That one's all right.
I mean, I only dove into Nav's like discography so much, but I've listened to a project here and there, and I've stopped listening because of how terrible they are. They are so generic. They are so like he has no personality on the track. He sounds like a straight up robot most of the time.
That's easily the biggest turnoff for a lot of Nav's music for me is the fact that
absolutely.
I think he doesn't like what is there other than the fact that you know other rappers.
Yeah.
Like, what else is there to Nav? That's, like, the one thing I've always struggled with. Because, like, I try to give the guy a chance. And, like, here and there might be a song I like, but, like, still. Yeah. I think this album, in terms of the very low bar, honestly, like, if being objective, the very low bar that has been set, this is, like, the best. But, like, what does that even mean? If you're just the best of the worst albums. Like, what does that really mean? But yeah,
and like you said, every single album it depends on the features, which are most of the time still not even that good.
It really does.
And again, the guy has no personality. He sounds like a robot. His bars are so bad. He has no bars.
If we get to the bar, there's some really bad ones on this one. There's really bad.
It might have been his debut, but I remember just being like, "What?" when I heard him talk about. He bragged about getting head outside of a Toys R Us.
He had a bar on this one where he said, "Still live with my mom and dad. I hate them both." Like,
what the hell?
Literally, man? What? Like, I heard that and I was just like, "What?" I just like ended the song. I just went to the next one. It's just like, what did I just
bro, it's kind of relatable though.
but yeah, Nav.
So yeah.
Oh, so anyway, reason Nav is famous and like has a career right now is literally because he produced a lot. So he produced a lot
Yeah, that's
under
true.
the XO label while Drake
Yeah.
had The Weeknd signed for like however long he had him signed for. So
Yeah,
Nav is actually known for that like 2015 Drake sound that was like really computerized. So I'm trying to think of standout tracks that he produced. Back to Back by Drake is produced by Nav. He produced that song. He produced
Yeah, that's true.
He's produced a lot for Beyonce apparently. Actually, he has production credits on Lemonade.
Wow.
I didn't even know that he has production credits on Lemonade. He was produced for The Weeknd a bunch, like during the House of Balloons era, all that stuff.
Yeah.
He produced for Jay-Z. He's produced for apparently like a lot of people. He produced for Travis Scott like the earlier. He had some credits for like just a few things.
That's another weird thing because it doesn't show on any of his albums.
No, exactly.
It doesn't show on a single one.
Because he doesn't produce any of his own music. I don't know why.
My God.
I think he could do a better. Dude, this man could make better music, but like his cadence is really bad.
Yeah.
His lead single has Gunna and Travis Scott. How do you not capitalize on that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Gunna's someone I'm
weird.
excited to hear from. I'm excited to hear music from Gunna. I liked his single.
I can't say that I am, honestly. Him and Lil Baby.
I think
Young Thug ripoffs.
I think Gunna's better.
I think they sound like
I'll send you a project by Gunna that might change your mind because it's a little more. Some of his projects, you'll like hear his cadence be a lot more unique. He won't sound like anybody else.
They're way better than Nav, but they just sound like Dollar Store Young Thug to me.
I get what you mean because like a lot of artists have based.
But then again, everybody does.
Yeah, a lot of artists' universal sound is like only a small bit of like one thing Young Thug has done.
Yeah,
because it's gotten to that point with
he's
him
so influential.
He's ridiculously influential.
Yeah.
Going off the new Nav album, what's one recent album you guys have listened to recently? A recent time.
I've just been listening to the Strokes one mainly. I'm trying to think.
Bro, you're so basic.
I know, my bad.
I've been listening.
The new Mike Dean album.
Mike Dean album?
Yeah, it's hard.
I listened to it, I think, 2 times. It was pretty good. I liked it. I liked a lot of it.
Really good.
I'm trying to think of what I've listened to recently. I listened to... It's been a lot of singles, man. This age of music is so single-heavy. So many 100%. Singles. Oh, my God.
Playlist.
What have I listened to? Oh, I revisited Huncho Jack recently, and now I don't understand why people didn't like that album. Because a lot of people...
I'm not a big fan of that one.
I think maybe the main reason it wasn't as popular as I think it could have been is because people were just waiting on Astroworld so badly at the time. Because every Travis fan, when Travis was dropping new music, for the most part, everybody's just like, but where's Astroworld, though? Because I know I definitely was one of those people. I was just waiting for Astroworld so bad. So I've listened to that. I was listening to Fivio Foreign. He's a New York drill artist. I was listening to his album that came out recently. And other than that, I don't know. I've been listening to a bunch of random stuff. That's been a lot.
I've been listening to. It's not a new album, but The Spins got put onto Spotify by Mac Miller, and I've just been listening to that a lot.
Oh yeah, I've been listening to that.
Bro, my Spotify. Bro, my freaking Spotify has a glitch where it keeps scrolling down, but like I'm not moving any. So it's just at the bottom.
That's because Apple Music is the best.
Oh my God.
It's because you're full of shit, bro.
Here we go.
Apple Music is the best. That's weird. I don't have any glitches, Zach.
I was listening to The Clash. Randomly.
Oh, true.
And
what is the newest stuff I've been listening to? A Written Testimony.
Oh, yes.
By Jay, and then of course Pray for Pay.
Yep.
Yeah. I just need new Sheck West immediately.
Dude, Mudboy's underappreciated.
I like Shrek, bro.
Mudboy is kind of underappreciated, not gonna lie.
100%. I like that album a lot.
I really liked that album when it came out, and people were shitting on it. They're like, dude, Mo Bamba really is gonna be it for him, and I was like, damn. I was like,
Nah, no way.
You have to be kidding me.
Oh, what
dropped
did you
another
guys think
single
of
that
the
I thought was good.
Scots?
Wait, the
What
Scots.
did you
The
guys
Scots.
think of the Scots?
Oh, what did you think of that? What did you think of the Scots?
I mean, it's honestly slaps, but it's of course like anytime Travis drops a single, it gets overplayed. It's on TikTok.
Well,
It's in
now because
fucking
Travis is
Fortnite.
like freaking massive.
It's like,
It debuted
okay.
on Fortnite.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Travis is
I don't
huge now,
like
man.
Fortnite, but that fucking Fortnite
Hey,
concert was actually pretty.
the event slaps. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it was
Dude,
hard.
that was pretty psychedelic, man. Like I don't know, like that was pretty raw.
That's
pretty raw.
the
like
best
it.
content Fortnite's put out in like 2 years.
Easily.
Like easily.
No doubt in my mind. Probably the most exciting thing they've ever done.
They got a ton of people on that game because of that.
I'm calling it, bro. It's only a matter of time before they do it with Billie Eilish. I'm just
Before
saying.
they do it with Drake.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Actually, I don't know. Drake, but I don't know if Drake is moving.
Fortnite.
I mean, if any time
could-
was the right time for him to do it, it should have been when Tootsie Slide came out. That might have been the time.
Facts.
That
Yeah,
would
we
have
can
been.
talk about the new Drake too.
That's not.
No.
It was not.
There was actually
bad.
not as bad as I thought.
It was.
Not gonna
It
lie.
was what you'd expect. I mean,
Honestly, like there is nothing. There's no other way to put it than it's just your typical new Drake stuff.
All I'm gonna say is, Chicago
and
Freestyle is the best song on there, and it's because Sampha is goddamn back. I want Sampha music really bad.
Yeah.
I want Sampha music.
Yeah, it was just alright. I mean, that's how I've been feeling about everything he's been dropping for years now. It's what you'd expect kind of vibe.
I'm gonna start hearing all the Drake fans come out and be like, "You wait for this album, it's gonna be different." And then I hear freaking Nonstop 2 again, and I'm just go back to listening to whatever the hell comes out over the summer because this Drake, I don't know how to.
What are we looking at over the summer? Any new stuff?
Hopefully Frank Ocean.
I'm hoping. Okay, so what I've heard is that apparently, because a lot of stuff got canceled over the summer quietly, apparently Kendrick had 8 shows that were scheduled over the summer that all got canceled.
8 shows?
Yeah, like shows. And people started saying, "Wait, this guy hasn't been doing shows. Like, what's going on?" And now people are starting to think that he was gonna drop music, and because of everything that's going on, they're like reconfiguring and replanning everything. And I don't think Kendrick's gonna even drop the whole summer now. I think he's gonna wait till next year.
Huh.
I don't think Kendrick's
even a next year.
I don't think Kendrick's even gonna drop this year. Frank Ocean still might, knowing Frank Ocean, because now's the perfect time. You get people to listen to your music, everybody's happy, and you don't even gotta go on tour. And you got an excuse for it. So I would low-key do that if I'm Frank Ocean. You get everyone off your back for like another 4 years. Oh my god. True. And it has been 2 years since Travis has dropped an album. I'm just
3
saying.
years?
It's been 2 years.
That's true. I was thinking about how.
I
was thinking about that exactly.
I'm just saying, like, I
damn.
don't think we're that far away. I mean, I think Astroworld took a lot out of him, though. He did. That was like a year and a half of just nonstop.
Yeah.
Just going. Like, oh my god. With what
I don't know. I feel like he's
that.
gonna take a big break.
I mean, he's been putting everybody else on, really. I think Sheck West is gonna be the next person to drop from that group. So
maybe a Jack Boys album.
Yeah, it might be another Jack Boys
and tour.
The Jack Boys tour would interest me. I would definitely go see that.
I mean, we probably won't even see tours until fall of next year. Honestly.
Yeah, festivals are working with there's hazmat suit companies trying to make festival suits. They're trying to come up with stuff. That would never work out. People would not follow that.
No. I already got a refund for the festivals I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to happen until next year, fall next year. It's going to be, they said festivals are going to be the last public thing to return, so.
Yeah, I mean, rightly so.
The Shoreline Mafia is supposed to come out soon.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, but did you hear that Phoenix is gonna be leaving?
He's leaving
Shoreline?
He's leaving. He's one of the main.
That's so sad.
Dude. It's mainly him and OGs that are on most of the songs.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, Oh Jesus is like the best part of it.
No,
in my opinion.
I agree. Oh Jesus is my favorite.
Bro, his vocals are just like what I like. I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely a group I'm waiting on for sure. I'm waiting for any music from OGZ or Shoreline Mafia. I will gladly accept.
I know, dude. The Party Pack Volume 2 is so good.
Really, dude. I keep listening to that. That's gonna be in the description because I love that project.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
To that
it's like
once.
funky not funky. It's typical West Coast hot, like just like badass music. It's such badass rap. It's so good.
And Blueface is still the greatest rapper on the Board Media Power Rankings for rap. He's number 1 still. 10 weeks in a row. That's crazy. Blueface number 1.
Bro, that's your list, man. I don't know about you. Lil Xan is gotta be up there.
Whoa,
dude, what? Zach, you can't clown on Nav. Lil Xan is so much worse than Nav.
Lil Xan has a 0 album.
Zach, you're
tripping,
bro.
At least we gave Nav a 1.
Heard Betray?
Stop.
Oh my god, yes, I've heard it. He's clowning, bro. There's no way he's not clowning.
Dude, low-key,
I'm so serious.
That song,
I don't believe you.
That song is really the first time I've seen an artist have a hit song, and the beat was the reason why. Because the song is literally garbage. The song's terrible.
Bro, and one part of the song, he literally goes,
yes.
Like, what
his
the
music
hell?
is the equivalent to just being brain dead.
He quit
like just
rap.
100% out.
He quit rap, and I was like,
why do you think he's called Lil Xan, bro?
And then he tried to drop that one single, and it was so bad.
He tried to drop that
in
one
2019? Hold on, what was that single?
Which one?
It was like
Baby,
Red.
you love me, yeah.
You should sample it. You sound really good at it.
Oh my god.
Oh, Death to Rumble Rap 2.
Rumble Rap?
Yeah, Death to Mumble Rap.
Wait, Lil Xan was on that?
He was on that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, oh my god.
He's so stupid he doesn't even realize he's mumble
He's
rap.
a mumble rap. He is a mumble rap.
I know.
He's one of the faces of it. He's literally one of the
all he does is hang out with like FaZe Banks and
he
party.
does.
And then like you can pay him to send like a loved one a voicemail. And that's what he does. It's really sad.
That's how he makes his money.
If this podcast takes off, we're gonna have to delete all these episodes. We are gonna get shot, bro, by somebody. We talked terribly about all
bro.
these rappers.
Lil Xan stans are gonna come after us.
I really hope those don't exist, and I hope they're not ours.
The Little Xan.
If there's a Little Xan stan my age, they should be banned. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
If you're 21 and you're a Lil Xan fan, I'm sorry that your ears have been tortured for this long. Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord.
Oh my god.
Bro, what about that new Mumford and Sons?
Dude.
I don't know if you guys listened to them.
A country artist kept Drake from having the number 1 album. That's funny.
Yeah, it was just a single. It's a garage for.
Wait, what? Oh, the new Gorillaz singles, by the way, have been fire.
They've been dropping heat.
And so have you guys listened to Brockhampton dropped 2 new singles like a day
ago? I just listened to the remix of Dua Lipa.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, which project?
The one with Dua Lipa, Sugar, featuring Dua Lipa.
Yeah,
that was on what's the album called again? Ginger.
Yeah.
Really good album.
Ginger. Man, and now I gotta wait another year for potential new Tyler the Creator. Hopefully, I hope.
It's gonna be interesting to see where he goes.
I don't even know where he's gonna go, but all I'm gonna say is Igor is really. It's starting to be my favorite, man. I think it's my favorite.
It's still. I feel like I'm not ready for it yet.
Don't think I'm ready for the next one. The next album after this, after Igor.
Igor,
I'm so ready, bro.
I honestly like Flower Boy more.
I can understand. I can understand that.
I couldn't believe. No, I don't understand.
Flower Boy
you didn't like Earthquake, and that blows my mind. Like I know it's also one of those overhyped songs.
Okay, so two things that answer both of those. So with Flower Boy, I think So you know how like with the earlier albums, like because like Tyler was still like a kid, like a lot of it was really ignorant, but there'd be those random glimpses where the beat would just switch, and it'd be some crazy sample, crazy production. Crazy melody or something, and it'll be a sign, and you're like, yo, if he, like, one day he's going to do an album of this, and it's going to be his best album, or it's going to be, like, one of his best, because I think Cherry Bomb is still one of his best. I don't know why. but I really like that album. So I think Flower Boy is like the perfect like album that I think is a culmination of all of that. Like him, I'm not even sure if it's mastering that, but like finally like showcasing that for like a full project. And then I think Igor, specifically for the things I like Tyler for, is everything I wanted from an album for Tyler specifically. Like, specifically what I wanted. Except Earthquake, I don't know why. Every time I listen to that album, I skip that song most of the time. I don't know why. But, like, the thing is, I don't think Earthquake's a bad song, but I remember hearing it before the album came out and thinking, oh, God, everyone's going to fucking play this song. And they're going to say they're playing it because of Playboi Carti, and I'm going to hate that fact. And that's kind of what happened for a lot of people. And I don't know why. But, like, I just don't like the fact that, like, Playboi Carti being featured on a Tyler song is what made people check out Tyler's album when it's, like, just a good album. Like, it's just a great Tyler album. I just really don't like that fact. I don't know why. And I don't like that that's his biggest song either. I think he has way better songs than that.
What's Good is way better.
I agree. I think What's Good's way better.
But I mean, in theory, I should love this album. Like the distortion and all of like just the tones musically are right up my alley. I don't know. Like, whenever I listened to it, I wasn't like, this is bad. Like I don't like this. It's not like that. It's just like, I don't know. I just don't think. Sometimes I listen to music and I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna like this later on.
Seeing him on tour also definitely changed a lot of how I felt about the album.
I saw the first show he did at Governor's Ball.
Oh, you did? Oh, man. That must have been crazy.
Yeah, it was cool, but it wasn't as crazy as it should have been because my girlfriend was like, no, I don't want to go in the crowd. I want to stay back.
Oh, man. Dude, I was in the middle.
She was worried about COVID before it was.
I got like a nosebleed ticket to the show, but then one of my friends had general admission floor because like it was a gift from their parents or whatever, but they wanted like to have a seat, so they switched with me. So I was like right there in the front, and it was incredible. The mosh pits were insane.
Yeah, you gotta be in the pit.
I was in the mosh pit like the whole time. It was insane.
I saw him on the Flower Boy tour, and it was fantastic.
I wanted to see him on the Flower Boy tour so bad. The stop that was
so good.
The stop that was in Massachusetts, apparently Frank Ocean was the opener, and I was blown.
Whoa! Oh yeah, he was.
I was so mad that I didn't go. That was my freshman year of college, man. Oh man,
dang.
I would still wish I went to that so bad. But
Vince Staples opened. It was such a good show.
Vince Staples is another artist I'm waiting on. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. FM was fun. That was a fun project.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was a funky one. I love that.
I'm waiting for the next Vince Staples album though.
Big Fish Theory is my favorite though.
Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that one like every song in that album was just phenomenal.
Seeing Vince Staples live is another highlight of college so far. Vince Staples live.
He's great. He's a funny guy. Like I've seen so many interviews of him, and
that's another rapper image I love. Vince Staples has a great image.
You see that's the perfect example of building up to an image instead of people.
I feel like he's an anti-image kind of guy.
Andrew, I agree. He definitely is in that sense. In terms of being like marketable and stuff, like he's definitely not the guy companies clamor to. Lil Yachty's the guy like a company is gonna clamor to because he seems like he's still
I'm worried about him.
Lil Yachty, really?
I wonder, like I really do wonder like where his career is gonna go.
He's in a really interesting space because he has a hit right now. Like his song's doing well.
Which one?
Oprah's Bank Account's doing well. And the song with the baby and Drake on it.
Oh yeah.
It's doing well.
Oh yeah.
And I thought
his last two albums have not done well for him.
They haven't sold well. But the thing is, like, I listened to both albums and, like, it's not like he's, like, a bad rapper like a lot of other SoundCloud rappers get, like, the stigma of. He can, like, rap pretty decently. Like, he's a pretty average rapper. And, like, he definitely knows good pockets for melodies and, like, choruses and things. But I think he's just struggled with having, like, an interesting way of going about that for a whole project and keeping someone, like, interested. That's what I've seen the problem with him for. And, like, he hasn't grown. I think he's starting to grow out of, like, the ignorant, like, childish phase that he had earlier on in his career. But, like, honestly, I think time will tell. He took a lot of time with this album, though. It's been, like, 2 years. It's been a minute. Yeah. Like, so, we'll see.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
What did you think of Lil Uzi's Sasuke? Did you
I
listen to that at all?
Dude, I think the song is a throwaway, and Uzi Loki admitted it too.
Oh, okay.
He said that
Interesting.
he's been messing around with music, and that he thinks that a lot of he even said it. He said that he thinks music will get boring for him if he just puts out every song that he thinks his fans are like always gonna like. So he puts out. He said sometimes he just puts out music that he makes for himself, as opposed to like songs he think are gonna like stream well or like sell well. So I think that's a song
Interesting.
he personally liked, but maybe didn't think everyone else would receive
Wasn't
well.
wasn't EXO Tour Life a throwaway as well? Or
EXO
no?
Tour Life was part of, yeah. All those songs were like that's part of this thing that was called like Love Is Rage 1.5. That's on SoundCloud. It's like 3 songs, and there were songs he made for himself, like recorded like by himself, and then randomly just put on SoundCloud, like without
I
his
would
label
rather
even
an
knowing.
artist do that
I would
instead of
too.
going for what the fans want.
Some of my favorite artists do that. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems more attractive.
I like
to me
that way
as
more
a
than
consumer
artists
of
that.
music.
I like that way more than an artist that records something and is like, okay, yeah, they're all gonna love this, and I honestly don't even believe half of what I just said.
No, it's like it. All right, so you're telling me
It's
you're
gonna
not putting
sound
out
better
music
when it's
that you
real.
like?
It's gonna sound
What?
better when it's stuff you mean.
Exactly.
It sounds way better.
What is your label making this? Like you're just there like a puppet? That doesn't seem creative, and it kind of makes you nauseous as like someone who likes music.